All right, so the Cowboys missed out on Johnathan Hankins. Not saying that it's doom and gloom time, but for right now, Johnathan Hankins signed with the Seattle Seahawks. Of course, that could be a relation that he had with Aiden Durde to be able to pull one of our former Cowboy players, Johnathan Hankins. Of course, Aiden Durde was the defensive line coach here, so they could have that type of kind of caliber of relation, whereas, okay, let me get a familiar face into the building so that he can help out that particular system over there in Seattle. Now, the Cowboys are faced with these set of options. Carl Davis is the quote-unquote veteran interior defensive tackle for us, and then Mozzie. Those are our two guys. Now, I'm not saying that these boys can't do it or would not get the job done, but in actuality, their resume ain't long enough, ladies and gentlemen. So when we start talking about defensive tackles, the one tech aspect of it, it's razor blade thin out here now in free agency. The only name that we know is Linval Joseph, maybe a TJ Smith way down the line. Y'all know how that goes, ladies and gentlemen. So the guys that's left, I don't know. So the Cowboys going to have to figure this out collectively. Maybe they made their minds up and they are looking only for the draft for those interior guys. Now, normally it takes 3 to 4 years for defensive tackle guys to turn a corner. And then 9 times out of 10, you would like to draft early for those guys. There will be a situation and scenario that the Cowboys can go get a Trevondre Sweat. All will be forgiven, right? But even with him, it would take time for it to develop him. It would take time for him to get things going, because normally what teams do in this particular situation, they would like to pair up the veteran guy with the youthful guy, and then they work things out. And even when we look at our depths as it relates to 3-tech, all we got is Osa as that 3-tech. We can talk about Chauncey Golston. We can talk about Junior Fihoko. But literally all we got far as that true 3-tech is Osa. So we razor blade thin there. So the Cowboys going to have to really go into details on how they're going to make sure that they can shore up that interior, especially the 3-tech as well as the 1-tech are so important for the linebackers to rally, run, chase, shoot through A gap, B gap, C hole, hit hole. All of that, you got to have your up front built right. And the Cowboys, woo, we are razor blade thin. Now, it is still March right now, but the Cowboys going to have to now really do a trade acquisition, because I'm looking at this free agency, the market dried all the way up, unless you're going to lean on 100% this draft. And like I said, you have to be willing to go through 3 to 4 years of development and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I don't know, man. Maybe you guys know of some names that we can pretty much pull up and check out and see whether or not that will be a valuable option for the Cowboys. Not saying that Johnathan Hankins was the end-all, be-all, but I was looking at it from a continuity aspect. You will have Hankins as well as Mozzie, and then you can rotate Carl Davis into the mix and still shop around and look for another 3-tech to add in to help out Osa. But, man, we are razor blade thin in the interior of the game right now, and we're going to have to find a way to help this out. That's all I'm saying. Cowboy Nation, post me your thoughts, post me your concerns down below. Yeah, it's slim, baby. And that is part of the problem with the Jones family. We move, but we move extremely slow. Our only hope would be is that, optimistically speaking, with hope, is that whoever they get in the draft, that other teams will release a defensive tackle guy, or you can go ahead and pull those guys on your roster, because it's still early. It's still March. But we'll find out down the line. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys.